everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone that's in the chat. Welcome to the Infamous Sylvie channel. And guys, please hit the like button so we can get into the algorithm. We have a special guest today. It's Mr. Keith Adams. Mr. Adams is having a little difficulty with connecting. So while he's trying to get into the StreamYard, we may not, if we're not able to get him on the StreamYard itself, he might have to just stay on the phone and be able to talk to us through that way. But we're going to give him some moments to try to get in. But let me go ahead and say hello to the folks in the chat while we do that. And you guys know that Mr. Jimenez and Mr. Weinstein is over on X, giving you guys a breakdown of some of the goings-ons in the court system, as well as, just what happened with the recusal of Judge Glanville and all that other wonderful stuff. But in the meantime, we are here to hear what Mr. Adams has to say. I did catch him earlier today, and he gave me the time frame at 8:30, but some folks our time, but he is having a little difficulty getting in here. So do you guys want to hear what Jimenez and Weinstein is saying right now while we wait on Mr. Adams to get on into this StreamYard? Because I think people that has iPhone, seems like they're always having a hard time getting into StreamYard. Do you guys find that a problem? Do you guys have a problem with getting into StreamYard when you're using the iPhone? Do you find that an issue? Do anybody know what's the solution to that? Anybody knows what's the solution to trying to get in through iPhone? Because I always have problems too when I'm hitting the link for iPhone, trying to hit the link to get into the StreamYard. We may have to be able just to talk to him on the telephone. We'll see what happens if it takes a little too long. Okay. But how's everyone doing? You guys, how do you feel about the motion and the decision of Judge Rachel Cross? What do you feel? How do you oh, you have to join by laptop? Okay. So because I hate, because I like to come in on time. So let me just let me see if I can call him if he's still having issues. Just hold on a second, guys. Just bear with me a second. He says, give him 10 minutes, y'all. He said, give him 10 minutes, y'all. Okay, let me just show y'all. Let me show you. He says, give him 10 minutes. Give him 10 minutes. So we're going to give him 10 minutes. Okay, while we're waiting on him giving him 10 minutes, while we wait on him, give him 10 minutes. Do you guys want to listen to what Weinstein and Weinstein and Jimenez is saying? You guys want to hear that a little bit? Because he said give him 10 minutes. So we're going to give a man 10 minutes, okay? Give him, he's having some typical, once you hit that 5-0, things are not as easy as it used to be for us. Just give us some grace, guys. Give us some grace, some patience, some grace for us, the 5-0 plus people, okay? Give us some grace, because it take us a little longer to get things done now these days, okay? All right. Do you guys give us some grace? Thank you, Miss Kayla. Do you guys give us some grace? Give us some grace, okay? We're not as quick as we used to be, okay? I just want to tell you that. But he did say he'd give him 10 minutes, okay? Give him 10 minutes. All right. So do you guys want to hear he's over 50. Unpopular opinion, he's over 50. In fact, he's about 58, if I'm not mistaken. He's 58. Yeah. Mr. Adams, 58. And his father, my father and him have the same birthday, y'all. May 20th. They have the same birthday. Him and Steele are Tauruses. Yeah, they're Tauruses. They're Tauruses. So, yeah, I went and I put some water in my hair and I tried to let it shrink a little bit. And I put some mousse in here. So I was like, but because I didn't want to have it sticking up, looking terrible. So, thank you for the compliment on my hair. Your mother's birthday on May 20th? Oh my God, Jerome. What? Wow. Okay, so let's get a little information on the new judge. Somebody just sent me a suggestion. Hey, why don't you? Okay, hold on. Let me read what King Cooley says. She did what she was suggested. I'm sure she wasn't the only influence in her decision. She was fair to Glanville, Fulton County, worried about their reputation, people of faith in the judicial system. Okay. Thank you, Cooley, for that statement. Thank you, darling. Okay, now listen. Everybody got birthdays on May 20th. What the heck is going on here? We got the 20th going on. Y'all know Kayla and I have the same birthday, right? We share the same birthday with Rihanna. Yeah, we did. Okay, we're just doing some small talks right now, guys. We're doing small talk because we're waiting for attorney Mr. Keith Adams to get his system up so he can get on in here and have a conversation with you guys. So I'm just trying to entertain you guys for a minute because us 50+ people have a little slowness now. We embracing our youth. The reverse side. Okay. You just love Adam's voice. What about the new judge of the case? Okay. Shakira, right? How do you say Shakura? Help me say it. Somebody enunciated in there. Shakura Ingram. I'm saying Adam because I got Adams on the brain. Okay. Welcome to everyone in the chat. There's 935 of you guys in here. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for being here. I appreciate every single one of us. One of you guys. Okay. He's going to give us a breakdown of some of the things that's going on, what to expect, all that kind of good stuff in regard to the case. I decided to get Sakura. Thank you, King Cooley. You just so wonderful. Want to help a sister out. Thank you. Miss Sylvia 444 and Weinstein just shouted you out over the. Oh, tell them thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry that Adams picked the time when Weinstein and Jimenez is on, but I was trying to get him in here because I could tell you who else I have coming up. I have on Thursday, Max Shard is going to be here on Thursday. Then we're going to get Mr. Matthews this week. So, and I'm going to try to get every single one of the attorneys from each side in here. So we have Max coming in. We already had Weinstein. We're going to get Mr. Gardner or Miss Westmoreland. If I can get in contact with her, I'll get Miss Westmoreland in here for you guys. But I can get in contact with Mr. Gardner a little bit quicker. So, and hopefully I'll get Mr. Botts. The only person I'm waiting for the last is Mr. Steele. And the reason why Mr. Steele is one of those type of people, he tries not to do interviews because he's focused, y'all. He's focused. He's focused in trying to get this thing out. So, and we're not going to have Mr. Adams too long either. We're going to just a few minutes because I don't want to hold up his time because they got a lot of stuff they're going to do. They got a lot of stuff. But let me tell you what I found out. I owe a person an apology. The young lady who said about the jurors. Let me explain that the juror person explained to me, because I was jumping the gun. Here's what's gonna happen. Okay, the juror currently right now is believed to be tainted. When I say tainted, is because they have heard certain things, not just what's happening now, but stuff that was prior to like during Weinstein's motion, right around Weinstein motion. So currently right now, they are still on as jurors. Judge Glanville is asked to be the one to excuse them, right? Judge Glanville has to be the one to excuse them. Okay. Will they stay on here? It's a 50-50. It's a 50-50. The likelihood, it's no. The likelihood is no. Because of the whole being tainted type of thing. That's why. But the young lady that mentioned something about normally, if nothing like that has happened, they would still keep that same jury pool. Okay. She was right on that part. Yes. But with the thing that I owe you apology. No, I owe her apology because she's the one mentioned it today. Everybody wants an apology. Okay, I apologize. Everybody wants an apology. They always want me to be wrong. But anyway, I'm grown enough to know, hey, I was wrong. I was following the juror person's statement. And he came back and he corrected it. He said, hold up. The judge has to be the one to remove the jurors, and they have not been removed yet. Okay. But they still said that the jurors are basically tainted. That's what they did say. Okay. They said the jurors were tainted. They tainted by the testimony of Woody, and they tainted by what's happening right now. Okay. So I was wrong. I apologize. Now, here's some juicy information I got, y'all. Y'all know I got some juicy information. Well, I found out that the state has asked the current judge to move this along. So they want this thing to start next week. They want it to start next week. So that's what I found out. The state wants this to move along and to start next week. They don't want the jury to stay out too much longer. But yeah. Yes, nurse. Yes. There are so many motions that's still out there that has not been decided on. One of those motions is dismissal. The other motion is the witness for them to be put on as witnesses, right? I'm talking about Love, Hilton, and Glanville. Oh, he's calling in, y'all. Good evening.
Hey, Sylvia. Good evening. I'm sorry. My dinner ran a little bit late.
Okay. Were you able to do the link?
I tried, and it asked for a Facebook or Google or something, but I'm in the vehicle, so maybe it's. Is it okay if I do it audio?
Oh no, it's fine. The people are okay with it. They're fine with you being on audio, as long as you're here. That's all that matters.
I am here. I can answer some questions for you.
Okay. All right. So, how are you doing? That's the first question. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm great. I'm doing great. We've been on this journey with the young thug for the past 2+ years, and we've had a lot of ups and downs, and I am glad for where we are right now. So I'm good.
Awesome. Now, The question everybody has on their mind is this whole recusal. You guys got, can I say it's a win on this one right now? Can I say it's a win?
Yes.
Okay.
It is absolutely a win, yes.
Okay, so you guys got a win. So what happens next?
Okay. So at this point, the previous judge has been recused. He will no longer be handling the case. It has been reassigned to Judge Shakira Ingram, another Superior Court judge at Fulton County. And so we move forward. You know, the interesting thing is what's supposed to happen is the trial just kind of picks up where it left off. But that's not quite that easy because there's still some outstanding motions. We're going to be asking the court for a mistrial. We've already asked the court for mistrial. And so the court's going to have to rule on that issue. The new judge is going to have to rule on that issue, whether or not the case can simply continue on, or whether or not the things that have happened that led us to this recusal are significant enough that the case should not continue forward.
Okay. So how many other motions is still hanging out there for you guys?
Oh, a good number. You know, there's the motion for mistrial. We filed a motion to correct some incorrect rulings that the previous court has issued. We have, I know there's someone else, you know, I'm sure there's going to be some bond motions filed.
Okay.
You know, we can address the issue of bond with this judge. So there are a lot of things that the new judge would have to address before the case moves forward.
Okay. Okay. So I heard through the grapevine that the state is trying to have them to start next week. Is that possible?
Sure. I mean, the judge could call us in tomorrow and say, come on in and let's take steps to where we are. Let's move forward and start addressing any outstanding issues or resume the trial. There is, after all, a jury that's still out there waiting to come back in. Okay.
As far as the jury, I've heard so many different things. I know that this jury has not been released by Judge Glanville, right?
That's
so
correct.
Therefore, they're still considered to be the jury that's going to go move forward, right?
That is true.
And then one of the concerns is, has the jury been tainted? So what is your answer on that?
Well, you know, I come into every trial presuming that these jurors are hardworking citizens who listen to the instructions of the court. And they have been given instructions. And, you know, you've been there, so you've heard the court instruct them every day when we conclude that they're not to do certain things. They're not to, you know, listen to any reports about the case. They're not to consult or talk to anyone about the case. And I'm going to presume that they have followed the court's instructions and done that. So our hope is that they're not tainted, because we don't want to taint the jury. Right? We want a jury that's fair, that's impartial, that's listen to the evidence and only the evidence in the courtroom. So I'm going to presume that, you know, these folks are hardworking, they're dedicated so far months of their lives, and, you know, they want to get this right. And so hopefully that's where we are.
So do you really think it's realistic, especially with the news of a judge being recused? You have news of an attorney being held in contempt. And I mean, even with me having my phone, it popped up on my phone without me even searching. So do you think realistically?
You know, Sylvia, that's hard to say. Again, I'm going to presume that the jurors have been conscientious in following the instructions of the court, unless I hear or believe differently.
Will y'all do a polling?
You know, the management of the jury is really in the hands of the judge. And so the judge, I think, will make a determination as to whether or not there's any need to inquire into whether the jury has heard or been exposed to any extraneous information that might affect their service as jurors. So I'll leave that to the court. Let the court do its job.
Okay. All right. Because I was hearing Weinstein speak about, you know, jury would have to go back to the June 12th prior to certain testimony that was given by Mr. Kenneth Copeland. How is that? Isn't that considered part of the tainted of a jury as well, or?
So, you know, without going specifically into any testimony, I will say that sometimes there are cases where or the instances where a court will instruct a jury that they ought to disregard something that they've already heard.
Mm-hmm.
And, human nature being what it is, the question is, can they really do that? And so that becomes part of the analysis as to whether or not this case should move forward. Right? Do you have a jury that, excuse me, would be coming in and having no idea whatsoever as to why there is a different face, a new judge sitting upon that bench, whether they can actually do that, whether they can disregard, if they have to disregard testimony that they heard for days, whether they can actually do that and still be a fair and impartial jury. Some people might say, no, they can't do that, and that's unfair to the defendants. And so for that reason, the trial should not be made to continue forward. Right?
Okay.
We'll have to see. Those are issues that we'll have to kind of address one at a time.
So do you think you'll be able to get a fair trial now?
I'll be honest with you, Sylvia, my opinion, and again, without citing anything specific, we've been trying this case now. It took us 10 and a half months to get a jury. We've been trying the case for about eight and a half months. My belief is that there's some things that have occurred so far that have been improper in the case. Otherwise, we would not have filed a motion for mistrial.
Okay.
We believe a mistrial is appropriate because of how the trial has been conducted, some of the rulings in the case.
Mm-hmm.
We think that's appropriate. And the only thing that we want for Jeffrey Williams, for Young Thug, is a fair trial. I don't want anyone to do us any favors. I don't want anyone to rule in our favor if that's not the way the law demands.
Mm-hmm.
All we want is for us to have a fair trial, for the judiciary to be unbiased, and then let's try it and let the chips fall where they may. We don't need prosecutors doing unethical things and trying to trick the court or be dishonest to the court. We don't need that. We've certainly conducted ourselves in an ethical manner throughout the course of this trial, and that's all we want. We want everything to be fair, and we firmly believe that if everything is done the way it's supposed to be done, if it's a fair, unbiased, impartial trial, that Jeffrey Williams is going to walk out of that courtroom a free man. He's going to be exonerated of all of these things that he's been wrongly accused of.
Yeah. Now, as far as bond, I was listening to Kayla the other day, and she mentioned about how they were already indicted. That's why it was difficult for them to get a bond. Do you think they're still going to have that same difficulty now, since this has gone this long and with everything has gone with this trial?
Here's the thing. The law presumes that people are entitled to a bond.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not that, they don't get a bond and you have to prove that they're worthy of a bond. The law actually presumes the other way, that they should get a bond unless there's something that speaks in favor of or against them being released on bond. In our case, we've requested bond. We think bond was appropriate. Jeffrey Williams is not a flight risk. He's not a danger to intimidate witnesses. He's not a danger to the community. He is an internationally known individual. Where's he going to run to?
No way.
Right? Yeah. And we've proposed, more onerous restrictions on him that anyone would agree to. Mm-hmm. When we made our pitch for a bond, he should have a bond. He should be released on bond. And then that's what we believe that's what the law demands. That's not what we've gotten. But we believe that he should be a free man. We ought to be able to fight this case with him on bond. And we're going to continue in that position. We're going to keep asking for a bond.
Yeah.
And hope that this court sees things differently than the previous court did.
Mm-hmm. Because I was reviewing the last bond request that Steele did, and some of the things that Ms. Love brought up was stuff that was like old, like 2010 statements and things like. She had nothing that was like relevant that would be helpful for them, but they still was denied. You guys were still denied of a bond, and I didn't understand it, but I don't know the law, so.
Well, you know what? You don't have to know the law to know when something is fair or not. Mm-hmm. And never in the history of this country has the prosecutor's office grabbed selective lyrics out of songs and try to use those lyrics to twist them to make it seem as though a person is something that they're not, and to use that to argue that they should not be given a bond. You know, so many things that the prosecution cited early on have proven not to be the case. And at this point, it is 2 years, more than 2 years, that this man has been in jail.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
You know, he's serving a sentence.
Absolutely.
And he hasn't been found guilty of anything. You know, there are people who have been charged with murder, with multiple murders, with armed robbery, with trafficking, who are walking around because they have a bond. Mr. Williams is not charged with any of those things, and he's in jail for the past 2+ years. It's unheard of. But you know what? He's been strong. We've been strong. We're resolute. We're going to keep fighting this case, and we're going to keep asking the court to do what is right. And the next thing that we're going to be asking, again, is to approach and address the issue of bond. To let this man out on bond as we continue to fight this case.
Okay. And the other question I have is, I know you guys had put Attorney Love and Hilton and Judge Glanville as witnesses. Does that have to be ruled upon, or is it going to happen that they're going to be witnesses on your
Well, the court will have to address that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're mandated by law to provide to the other side a list of witnesses that we intend to call at trial. Mm-hmm. If we truly intend to call those witnesses, it is our belief when we file a witness list that anyone we put on that witness list is a potential witness, someone who has something of relevance for the jury to consider. We believe that to be the case, and that's the reason that any name that's on the witness list is on the witness list, because we believe that the jury should hear from them on certain relevant issues that are relevant to their determination in this case.
Okay, if they are on the witness list, will they still be the prosecutor, or they have to get off the as prosecutors?
Again, it'll be something that the court has to address. It is pretty well settled law that you can't be both a prosecutor and a witness.
Okay.
You can't be a judge and a witness.
Okay.
And so that is certainly an issue that the court's going to have to address. There is nothing that we have filed that does not have merit to it. We don't file things frivolously. You know, Brian is a master of the law. That man eats, sleeps, dreams the law. Yeah. You know, he can quote cases off the top of his head. So when he and I sit down and we talk about what is appropriate and what's lawful and legal, we know what we're talking about, and we don't follow anything frivolously.
Okay, great. All right. Did you want to take some questions from the channel, or is that it for me? All right. All right. He's ready to take some questions from you guys. Okay. Don't forget the highlighted ones is the ones I'm able to see. So, who has a question? All right, Justice Matters asks, how do you feel about Safe Rachel order, about Rachel's order, the recusal?
Judge Krause's order?
Yes.
I think it's appropriate. I think we filed the motion for recusal because we thought recusal was appropriate. The judge thought so as well, and so we believe that the court got it right. You know, I think that the court was very circumspect and I think very careful in the wording of the order. But at the end of the day, recusal was warranted, and the judge did as well.
Okay. All right. All right. Next question is, can they ask for all the evidence that came in after the trial started to be dismissed?
So that's trying to understand the question exactly.
Okay. Can all the evidence that came in after trial started be dismissed?
No. The jury has already heard the evidence, and so presumably, unless there is something that a court specifically rules that a jury should disregard, then it is presumed that they make their determination based on all of the evidence that they've been allowed to consider thus far.
Okay. Now, as far as Mr. Copeland, will he still be on the testifying, and will he still have be under that immunity?
Well, this gentleman, he is still a witness.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not he continues to testify to some extent is up to the state, but if the trial continues forward, he is a witness who has testified thus far. He is subject to cross-examination about the things that he has already testified to. And there's nothing to indicate that the immunity has been withdrawn at this point. I believe that still continues to be the case.
Okay. One person asked, what is your area of law in your practice?
Probably about 75% of my practice is criminal defense, and once is personal injury. But I've been a criminal defense lawyer for 24 years at this point. And then, so I've tried and defended just about every offense on the book, from trafficking all the way up to death penalty murders. So criminal defense is my main area of practice.
And you used to be a DA, right?
I was a DA in DeKalb County from 1995 until 2000.
Wow. So how was it being on the other side?
District attorneys have a lot of power, but they also have a lot of responsibility. And so I appreciated the opportunity to have the ability to make decisions, to make the right decisions that affected people's lives and the community, defendants as well as victims. But something that's interesting is that being a prosecutor makes you a better defense attorney. Really? Okay. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You know what it takes for a prosecutor to prove and win a case. You know what it is, the strategies are. You generally know how they approach it. And so you're a much better defense attorney if you know how the other side operates.
That makes sense. Okay, so yeah. Can the attorneys who requested to be released go? Like, I guess, I think Harvey, I think he asked for, I think that's the question they're asking.
Harvey asked for a severance.
Okay.
Actually, I think everyone probably requested a severance. And then, again, that's something that can always be raised with the court. And Mr. Harvey's argument essentially was that his client was being tried with individuals and for offenses that had nothing, some of which had nothing to do with him. And as a result of that, he was prejudiced by having a jury hear all of this evidence that had nothing to do with his client. And so his case should be severed. And that's a legal argument, and the court previously had denied that motion. And I have no doubt that he will raise that again with the new judge, and we'll see how that goes.
But isn't that the same thing with Mr. Williams? There's crimes that was committed that he had nothing to do with, but they put him as part of it. Okay.
Absolutely true. The thing about the RICO case is that if you're charged with, or any case where you have co-defendants, if there's the allegation that you are involved in a conspiracy, you're sitting there and there are individuals with evidence being presented against them that have nothing to do with you, but your association with those folks makes you a co-defendant. And so, things tend to bleed over from one on to the other.
Okay, will you be doing cross-examination of Woody? I know what you told me before. Has that changed?
We'll see. Anything subject to change. Brian and I are a team, and we make our decisions, strategic decisions based on what we think is best. Either one of us could do any witness at any time. Sometimes we make a decision that, okay, you're going to do that one, I'm going to do this one. So, sometimes we switch it up. We can. Who knows? We'll see.
Okay. Do you think Judge Krause didn't place blame so it couldn't be mistrial with prejudice?
I'm sorry. Say that question one more time.
Question is, do you think Judge Krause didn't place blame so it couldn't be a mistrial with prejudice?
Well, not inside the judge's mind, I would presume respectfully that the court made its ruling based upon how that court saw the facts and the evidence.
Okay.
So like I said before, I think the court was very circumspect and very careful in its wording, which is appropriate. If the court felt that there was a particular reason why the recusal was warranted, which the court did, and it didn't need to go any further in this analysis, then that's what the court did.
Okay.
So I'm not inside Judge Krause's mind. The only thing I know about Judge Krause's evaluation of the case, the evidence, and the motion is what was written in the order.
In the order. Okay. Now, as far as some of the motions that was denied before, are they going to revisit some of those motions? You guys going to put some of those back in?
Attorneys always have the ability to ask the court to revisit a particular motion.
Okay.
If you've seen, there's a motion that's been filed to correct an improper ruling in regards to some testimony that had come forth previously that we thought was improper. So that motion has been filed, and once the motion is filed, the court has to rule upon it.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. I'm not gonna. All right. His next question says, if the trial starts over, how long are the witnesses obligated to testify? Would they have to be subpoenaed again?
If the trial continues forward, the state determines what witnesses they call. And, there are witnesses who have already testified, and presumably there are, more than 100 more witnesses that the state has on its witness list that they will eventually call. So the case will continue forward. It's kind of dictated by who the state decides to call. So they'll call whoever they believe is necessary. We'll have an opportunity to cross-examine them, and the trial will be over when all of those witnesses and all that evidence has been presented.
Okay, I have a question. Someone said, are interviews about the case really appropriate?
I think interviews are okay, but you've always got to be circumspect in regards to what you say. It's never appropriate to comment upon the evidence or a particular witness's testimony. But if we're talking procedurally and how things are going to move forward procedurally, I think that's okay.
Okay. So, like, for example, like a witness that's on the stand, they've been going around just all over social media. Is that appropriate, or is that, as long as they don't talk about the case? Or?
Yeah, I think, again, you've got to be very careful about that. I don't think it's appropriate. I don't think if you're a witness on the stand that you should be conducting interviews and talking about your testimony or anything that's going on in your court. I just don't believe that to be the case. I think the extent of what anyone involved in the case should be able to talk about is, okay, well, what motions have been filed? What is the timetable? How do you think that there's a basis for this motion that you filed? I think you've got to be very careful. I don't think you ought to go into facts and circumstances about anything that's been testified thus far. And you'll never hear me offering any opinion about any evidence specifically that's been presented or what any witness has said.
Okay. All right. Now, person asking the similarity between Baldwin and YSL case.
Between Baldwin,
Alec Baldwin case.
Baldwin, yes. Baldwin, the case was dismissed recently.
Yes.
Well, I think what you were presented with, what you've been presented with in both cases is, when the defense maintains that there's something that's happened in the trial that is improper and that has so tainted the trial that it ought not to go forward, a judge is obligated to consider that. In the Baldwin case, for example, there was an allegation that there was evidence that was withheld from the defense that they were obligated to get, and the court, that was one of the allegations, and the court considered that. The court agreed that there was evidence that was withheld that should have been turned over, that it was a violation of the law, and as a result of that, the defense was prejudiced, and as a result, the case should not go forward. That it was misconduct on the part of the prosecution, willful misconduct, and sometimes you punish willful misconduct by terminating a case and preventing them from retrying it, and that's what happened in the Baldwin case. In the instant case, there obviously have been allegations that there's some things that went on that were improper and that required recusal, and that should result in a mistrial. And those are issues that came before Judge Krause and issues that I expect will come before the next judge.
Okay. And some of the things like that went on in the courthouse, like Mr. Steele being reprimanded in front of the jury, will that be addressed as well again, or will it not?
So I think that issue was part and parcel of the motion to recuse.
Mm-hmm.
Something that's been dealt with,
okay,
to some extent.
Okay.
Whether or not that is an issue that raises its head in any other particular argument, it may very well. It may very well be, because one of the things that you consider in any trial is if there's something that takes place in the presence of the jury. You've got to consider whether that impacts the jury in such a way that it works a disservice to the defendant.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So that may be an issue that we see again.
Okay. Is it normal for a judge not to know the law?
I'm sorry?
Is it normal for a judge not to know the law? Is it normal? That's a question somebody asked.
All participants in a courtroom are presumed and expected to be students of the law. No one knows everything. And that's why all the time, you hear arguments and people are citing cases, the law and the cases. But, it's presumed that if you are, whether you're a judge, a defense attorney, a prosecutor, that you have studied the law. And if there's an issue that's raised, that you will research that issue and do your best to understand where the courts are and what the law is on that particular issue.
Okay. When the jury returns, are they going to be told why the judge is no longer there?
That's, again, how the jury is treated and what the jury is entitled to receive in terms of this information is up to the new judge. It does not occur to me that is information that is necessary for the jury to reach a verdict in the case. It doesn't pertain to the evidence in the case. The reality is, obviously, they're going to be curious about why there's a new judge, and I'll leave it to the court to decide how to address that issue.
Okay, someone's asking a question. I don't know if you're able to answer this, but it says, can Onfung be resentenced by this new judge with a new motion?
Can who? Onfung?
Yeah, Mr. Greer.
Yeah. My understanding is that probably not. That matter, I believe, has already been dealt with.
Okay.
Yeah, that matter has been dealt with.
What are the chances of a trial starting over?
I can't answer that. I really don't know.
He doesn't know.
That really is a matter of from here. And it's uncertain where we go from here and how the court will rule upon any particular motions that are in front of it right now. And so that all depends on how the court rules.
Okay. Do you feel
that'll be guesswork at this point?
Yeah. Do you feel that there were other ex parte meetings that took place?
I'm not aware of any others. That's a loaded question.
No, I know they're trying to get you in trouble over here.
I'm not aware of any other ex parte communications that occurred.
Okay. Well, okay, here's one. When can we expect motion for reconsideration of a bunch of previous Glanville rulings, since he's presumably biased?
Well, in terms of whether or not when we can expect to have rulings on any other motions or motions for reconsideration, I think we'll know that within the next few days.
Okay.
I think we've got to anticipate that the court, the new judge, will want to kind of take steps and find out where we are, what's outstanding, and we'll probably come up with a calendar, a schedule of when and how to address certain issues.
So, but you really don't know when you're coming back. You don't know yet. So, but you're prepared.
I expect it to be soon. I mean, we've been prepared to come back on any given day.
Mm-hmm.
As I've indicated before, this trial is still in session. there is a jury that's been impaneled and that's kind of sitting by waiting, just as we are. So I think all the parties are eager to make sure that people's time is respected, and so I expect that to be so.
Okay. The other question I asked: will we be in the same courtroom, or we're going to go upstairs to her courtroom?
I don't know that, but I would expect that, given space restrictions, that we'd probably be in the same courtroom, but I don't know that for a fact. That will be Judge Ingram's decision.
Okay. So will she start everything from scratch, like the Rule 22 and all that stuff? You don't know, do you?
I presume that those are still in place.
It's still in place. Yeah, because we had it from beginning of trial all the way to sentencing. That's what mine said. So.
Yeah, and those those Rule 22s and things like that attached to a case.
A case. Yeah. Okay, not a judge, but a case. Okay,
exactly.
Got you. All right. It says with the new judge and you possibly getting a new trial, will it help or hurt you to have a new judge?
I expect that we have obtained a new judge who, from my experience and knowledge, is a well-learned, a fair, impartial, good judge, and I expect it to be a net positive for us as we move forward.
And she operates based on what the law says. Then
that's been my experience. I have nothing but confidence that Judge Ingram will be a good judge and will do what she believes to be right. And be unbiased.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that, but then when she's doing sentencing, she's heavy on the sentencing.
By the grace of God, we don't intend to get to a point where we're facing any sort of sentencing.
Okay. All right. How can a judge continue a trial with all the testimony that has happened already?
That would be difficult, but not impossible, and that would be that's an issue I believe that will be addressed. The court and the attorneys will have to make an assessment of whether they believe it is doable, and that issue will be addressed, and we'll see how it's ruled upon. Okay.
The other question.
It's not impossible.
Okay. Do you think she would recuse herself as well?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right, because it might become overbearing, because this case here, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It is. It is a big pill to swallow. It is a huge case. It is a tremendous consumption of time and effort and attention. And, Judge Ingram, unlike Judge Glanville, is not the chief judge. Chief judge has a lower caseload than the other judges. And so, Judge Ingram, or any other judge for that matter, would have to handle this matter in conjunction with their other cases. Much like, by way of example, Judge McAfee is a person who is a judge who was assigned to the Trump case. Mm-hmm. And so as big a case as that is, and as much attention as it demands, he still has other cases to handle in his courtroom. So yeah, it's huge.
Okay, I got two more questions and then that's it. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. All right. This question here says, can the jury go public with their opinion of this trial if they are dismissed?
Yes.
All right. The final some people jumped in. Sorry. Sorry. All right. I'm gonna try to make it quick. What were your feelings when Glanville placed Steele on contempt?
I think that was absolutely improper. I think that Mr. Steele was vigorously defending his client and was questioning actions of the court that were appropriate to be questioned. And so, that's why there's an appeal that's been filed with the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ultimately will make a decision as to whether or not the contempt finding was appropriate.
Okay. So they still have to rule on that?
I will say this, because I need to say this. Listen, Brian and I have been friends and colleagues and and co-counsel on many cases for a long time. I've known him since back in the 90s. I'm proud of him. I'm tremendously proud of him for standing his ground and for vigorously defending his client. He is tremendously committed to our defense, to our team, to Mr. Williams, and I'm proud of how he stood up that day.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. What about double jeopardy?
So in criminal cases, if there is a mistrial, then the state has the ability to try the case again, unless the court finds that to try it again would be double jeopardy. There is something called plea and bar, all right? Or another way of saying it is a plea of former jeopardy, which means that a case cannot be retried because of something that is going on in the previous case. Most of the times when you think about double jeopardy, you think about someone being tried and then being acquitted. Mm-hmm. They've been found not guilty, and so it would be double jeopardy to try them again. But that's separate and distinct from when there's a mistrial where there's not been a finding of either guilt or not guilty, and the question is, can they be tried again? And there's some circumstances like prosecutorial misconduct where the court will stop the prosecutor from trying the case again.
Okay, all right. Was this your first time representing Mr. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Brian's represented Mr. Williams previously with great success. I've known Mr. Williams previously, but yes, this is the first time that I've been counsel for Mr. Williams with Brian.
Okay. All right. The last question, I promise, and I'm going to get you off for real this time. No more questions, people. But this last question is from Erin. She says, as a licensed medical professional, the amount of continuing education requires is a lot, right? As a lawyer, how much research and education goes into something like this? Is it possible to do it alone?
It is possible to do it alone, but you'd kill yourself. Okay, this is by far the largest case that I think anyone has had to digest. I mean, there are more than 8 terabytes worth of discovery. There are thousands of audios and jail calls and things to listen to. There are thousands and thousands of pages. This is a huge case, and so it is extremely time consuming. And you have to be very meticulous in terms of going through you need help. We have to have a team, and thankfully, Brian and I and our team of interns and assistants and administrative assistants and investigators have been able to put our nose to the grindstone and really work this case. And we also have the other attorneys who have been working on their parts of the case, and we've collaborated. And so we've got some good, learned folks, hardworking people here who've been really working hard at this thing. But it's been a task. It's been extremely time consuming. We don't get a whole lot of breaks here. Even when we're not in court, we're doing something, preparing for the next time we're in court.
Right. Well, Mr. Adam, I thank you so much for keeping your promise with me. I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time for us, answering these questions, because we had a lot of questions and there's more questions, but I'm going to let you go because I promise I will not keep you longer than I have to. So, because when I want you back, I don't want you to be like, no. So.
Well, no doubt, but that we'll see each other down in the Fulton County Courthouse sometime soon.
All right. And thank you again. You have a great, wonderful evening. Okay.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, that was Mr. Adams. And I try to keep my my persons only on for an hour because I don't want to lose those privileges of them not coming back. So he is going to come back, and tomorrow we're going to have Mr. Matthews, and then Thursday we're going to have Mr. Chard. Okay. And I'm trying to work on Mr. Gardner, and let's get it. We're going to get those people in here, right? Because I developed and had some sort of rapport with them, and that's why they don't mind coming in this channel and giving us their time. So thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button, share it. And if anybody is using my content, please, I'm asking you guys, please give me my credit. Please give me my credit, okay? That's all I ask. Just give me my credit. You're okay to use it, but just give me my credit. Just let them know you got it from Infamous Sylvia's channel. That's all. All right. Shout out to Thugger Daily. I try to answer your question, Thugger, because y'all, that's one person I have to ask his question, because Thugger has been my anchor for a while. And so shout out to Thugger, shout out to all the ones that I've worked with, like SETI and Getty and Cuff Boys. Y'all know Cuff Boy and I work behind the scenes, and so they all give me my shout outs when they use any of my stuff. So, but there are some sneaky ones out there, y'all, that be using my stuff and try not to give me my credit. But as long as you give me my credit, I'm good with it. I'm good. Okay. So be prepared for tomorrow, Mr. Matthews, and then Thursday, Mr. Shards. Okay. I know I'll be screwing people's name up, but did you guys want to come up and say something? What time tomorrow? We gotta set the time, because him and I've been communicating back and forth. So we gotta set the time. And I don't want to ask the same question. So y'all be prepared to ask some good question of Mr. Matthew as well, Mr. Shard. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Does Thugger Daily have a YouTube channel? No, Thugger only on Twitter. Thugger's only on Twitter. Did you guys like the answers he's given? Because he can't give specific answers to things. Thank you, Chris. Chris, my buddy Chris is always up in here. Thanks, Chris. Miss Ty said Matthew and Adams and Matthew. Okay, Miss. Well, Matthews be on tomorrow. I did talk to him today, but we never set time for our interview. But we'll have one. We'll have one. And you can count on. I know how to get them here, y'all. I know how to get them here. I may not know how to drive people into the chat, get a whole thousands and thousands of people, but I know how to get them. I know how to get the interviews. I know how to build relationship, build rapport. Y'all see, I get the people. I just may not know how to market it the right way, you know. If you've been up here several times, I'm trying to get new people to come up in here. I'm trying to get new people who don't come up on the chat too often. Okay, here come one person. Hey, Paris.
Hey, Miss Sylvia, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so I just came up here to ask a quick question because, girl, I'm at work and I should not even be on live right now. But I wanted to know. So I was asked. I sent a question and I asked him, like if the jury gets dismissed, like, can they just go on CNN and be like, this is what I think about the trial? But I'm saying, like, if they're dismissed and they pick a new jury and the trial is still ongoing, can they still, like, give their opinions and stuff?
Yes, they said yes. He said yes, they can. As long as they've been dismissed.
So they could get up there and call the whole trial a sham in front of the whole world while it's still going on.
They can because they've been dismissed.
Girl, that is crazy.
They're not obligated anymore to keep their mouth shut.
But like I said, I was working while y'all were on live. So what did he say? Is there like a high chance that we're going to keep the jury and just move along, or what are we looking at?
He said depends on the judge, the current judge, and what the judge, say that. But it doesn't seem like they're going to hold the jury the way it's sounding. I don't know about all the defense. He didn't. Well, he's not going to tell us his strategy either. They're not going to tell us the strategy. They're just going to
I think that they won't want them to. Like, they probably don't want to pull a jury because it'll probably be in there, like, it'll probably be beneficial to them because they probably seen all the ghetto stuff going on with the trial. Everybody probably on their side anyway. So they probably wouldn't even want a new jury, in my opinion.
No opinion, yes. Let me tell you, those who's been up here before, unless it's something dire you have to say, you know who I'm talking to. You know I see you down there. I see you down there. If you have been up here several times, you know who I'm talking about, right, Paris?
Who you talking about, Miss Sylvia?
You know who I'm talking about, Pastor.
Girl, you talking about Pastor?
Pastor Sam
Pastor,
down
don't
here.
get up here changing the subject.
Hold on, Pastor. Do not change the topic. Do not be long-winded. You got some time. Hold on. Here we go, y'all.
5 minutes. Count it down. Listen, you see how happy I am? Okay.
He lying.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you, I am happy. Listen, we have called this. Prayers have worked. Okay. And I'm hoping it's just going to keep on going smooth. All right.
You know what, y'all? Pastor is so two-faced because the other day, what did he say, y'all?
What?
What did Pastor say? He didn't say
Bye,
that.
y'all.
He changed it. See you later, Paris. You changing your tone now, sir.
No, what did I say?
Now he acting like he's with us, y'all.
No, I've always, Miss Sylvia, you know I've always been with y'all. Now, I said that I don't think that he's going to get recused. I said that, okay?
I think both of us was wrong on that one. I was wrong, you were wrong, because I said that I didn't think so either. Because I mean, I'm just going to admit it. I was wrong.
I mean, I don't think that we're just going to see how Fulton County plays. I wanted to be played out in another jurisdiction. I definitely wanted that, but to not have Glanville on there, let's just see if anyone else is like Glanville. I mean, that's all I gotta say. I'm just happy for them. I hope that they get bail. Like Mr. Adams just said, there's so many moving parts. Like you just said, I'm hoping that these witnesses are not going to be forthright. I'm hoping that the jury is definitely tied out, that they leave. I'm just hoping for it all because I want to see a real trial. It's not a real trial. It haven't been from the beginning, but it's been real truth because you covered it. And that's the only thing I got to say.
What?
Talk to y'all later.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, y'all be good.
What? Y'all, he stuck his word, y'all. He said what he had to say. He moved on, y'all. Shout out to Pastor. Anybody else want to come up and give their opinion on what you have heard? Anything that like in regard to the ruling, or anything that Mr. Adam has said, or any kind of thing? I know, unpopular opinion. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. He got off. I'm. It must be an AI green. No, it said it must be an AI. It wasn't him. It was an AI. What, y'all? Anybody else want to come up and give their opinion? All right, guys. Tomorrow, Mr. Matthews. Thursday, Mr. Chard. Have you been in a new judge's courtroom? No, but I plan on visiting tomorrow. I plan on visiting up there tomorrow. Sure will. Hi, Sylvia. I've been watching your channel for a while now. Thank you, Sowania. Thank you. And you have a good night as well. What? Because y'all been talking about him. Miss Ty, I just laid the law down because yesterday folks was like, he was changing the topic. Miss Sylvia, you going to court tomorrow? Yes, Danny. I am going to court tomorrow. Yes, I am going. I didn't go today, but yes, tomorrow I'm going to court because you know why? Because I'm nosy. I'm going to go through that because sometimes the computer shows stuff that's not on. I like to be at the courthouse to see what happens, what's going on, so I can go through the document. The docket. All right. Infamous Sylvia, the caution for everyone that the next judge could be worse, so we be prepared. We believing God has answered our prayer. We believe that God has answered our prayer, and that whatever His will be done. I'm not walking in fear. I'm walking in Dee Dee. Hey, Dee Dee.
Hi, Miss Sylvia.
How are
Can,
you?
good. I had to pull over real quick.
Right.
I,
Look, I want to tell you, I admire a woman that's a truck driver. That has always been my dream, but I've always been scared. But thank you for stepping up to doing that.
so actually, Miss Sylvia, I used to drive fire trucks. I used to be a volunteer firefighter, and I decided that I didn't want to do the big truck. So I'm actually an expediter. This is a Sprinter van.
Oh, it's pretty okay.
Um,
I thought it was in a big truck.
yeah. Oh, no. I decided after the fire truck, I didn't want to do any more big trucks.
Okay.
Um, But what I'm actually hoping for, if I understood everything correctly, um, if they get called in this week, it's going to be because they have to push through all of those motions that are filed right now. What I'm actually hoping for is one of those motions is for a mistrial due to prosecutorial misconduct. So what I'm actually hoping for, I don't want a mistrial. I don't want any of that. I want it dismissed for the prosecutorial misconduct because that means it's over. There's no more anything. So that's actually what I'm hoping for. And we still have this week. Hopefully they'll get called in this week, and we still have all those motions to get through. So that's actually what I'm aiming for. I'm hoping that the jury don't have to come back. That's not even an issue. That everything will be handled through the motions. So might be unpopular, but
No, I would agree with you, but at least I want to see something in court, y'all. I want to see something in court. I'm sorry.
right.
What am I gonna do? This has been my life since 2022. Come on, what do you think I'm gonna do?
Miss Sylvia,
Just find the next Glanville case, and you'll probably get fireworks because I think that he has turned that corner. And once he's turned that corner, he's probably going to be the same way from now on. So I'm sure you'll find something to do, Miss Sylvia.
you're
But
doing a
I'm gonna
good
hop
job,
down.
Miss Sylvia.
Thank
Yeah, you're
you.
doing an excellent job. I just found you about maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and
Really?
yes, ma'am, and I've really enjoyed watching you, listening to you. I've appreciated the one that you did where you talk about where you went to church with Woody. I thought that was amazing. That's kind of like, yes, I do this what they call it, case blogging or whatever, but I also have a human side and I care about people, and I just really appreciated that. So
Thank you.
I'm actually trying to push a motor right now to a place. So I just wanted to hop up and say that. And look, keep doing what you're doing. You're beautiful, and I appreciate you.
Thank you, Dee Dee. I needed that today.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
All
can't,
right.
I can't give your flowers again because a lot of people broke the story today, but you broke the story with a lawyer. That's a big thumbs up. How
Thank
you
you.
just did, and you had Keith Adam on here like that's the
I had
best
to
they could
bring I
do.
had to bring the guns, y'all. I had to bring the guns,
You
y'all.
did, you did that. I can't lie. We put it in the white towel. We throwing the flags in because you did that. Now
Look, I
that
was
was a big
trying to get
approval.
Steel. I was trying to get Steel, but I already know
You
Steel's not.
got him. You got him. You got
Like,
Adam.
yes, that's what I said. I got the next best person because
Man,
I said, you know what? I was trying to pull it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I was like, but
because did too much time to come on to click on me, and everybody was waiting on you, and everybody broke the story because I seen it at
no,
Cat page
I
first.
went first. I was the first one that broke it.
I actually seen it at Cat, but when I mess around and
Oh,
click
Cat
back
put it
in,
out Okay.
Yeah. See, when I click back in,
I
when I click back in and you was in with Keith Adam, they killed the cake.
No, but wait a minute. Wasn't that the first one, y'all?
I don't know, but I missed.
Nick is wrong, y'all. I think
I was late. I'm late. It's my fault. I'm late. I am. But just know I got my post notification on with you. But like I said, you killed the story because you had Keith out.
Yes, sir.
That's big thumbs up. And also that prayer last night worked miracles.
That was Kay. Kay did the prayer.
Hey, I needed that. I needed that, even though my name wasn't mentioned, but I felt like I was in. I needed that prayer. I really did, for real. It make you open your eyes when you think about it, But back to the case, like I don't see this case going nowhere else. Too many millions done been spent on this case. And if that judge, she know that's taxpayers' money. This is my main thing, though. This will give you something to think about, too. One other thing. By Woody being still under oath and the judge has been recused, he can tell his story now, right?
Not yet. Not yet, because he's still on the stand.
But still, though, he's not going back in the same courtroom and he's not under oath with the same judge.
No matter. It's the same case.
Okay, and another question. Well, I don't feel like it's a question. It's something what I feel like. I feel like when Trump get in office, just say worst case scenario, if they did try to hold Thug, I think Trump will come get Thug.
No, he can't get him because it's a state case. It has
So
to
what kind?
It has to be federal for him to step in.
Oh, okay.
He can get R. Kelly, but he can't get Thug.
You don't think he's gonna get kills?
He might. I don't know. They have to apply for it. You have to apply for it.
I think you need to go on and that'll be your next case. You need to go and do some footwork for that case again, because that's your case too. So if you find yourself getting bored at home, Miss Sylvia,
Speaking of that, I do have some updates, but I was like, nobody want to hear about those updates.
No, we want to hear the updates. We want to hear them.
I have an update for his.
Yeah, that's where I came from. I came from the R. Kelly trial with you.
Okay, but look, I broke the Boosie thing. Remember
I was there too. Night? You and Dom. I remember. But keep doing your thing, Miss Sylvia. I appreciate you. Cause guess what? I promise you. Like I said, my post notification on with you, and y'all keeping us updated because a lot of young black guys need to learn about the law, what we don't know about.
But you know what? I think we're gonna get some lawyers out of one of those 6 guys, and I think Little Rod is gonna be the next lawyer.
Okay.
I think so.
But didn't know, y'all.
Very studious over there.
I can just tell you now, it's gonna be $1 million if still working everybody's case out of these cases right here, because they're gonna charge arm and a leg.
Yeah.
But yeah, my baby just came downstairs, so I gotta go.
See you later, Nick.
All right.
Hey, Miss James, how are you? Hey, Maya.
I'm doing real good. Hey, I just have a quick question. How confident are you that Miss Love is not going to act unprofessionally again?
I'm confident. I can't say I'm confident about anything. No offense, Miss Love, but I can't say that.
They're going to get under her skin and she's going to go 100. But hopefully everything will go well with this whole case the way that we think it should go.
Yeah, I think now it's going to be a more, from my personal conversation with the different attorneys, they feel a little more that it would be a more fair chance for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what
you're thinking?
No, that's what I'm being told. I don't know because I've never been inside the courtroom, so I don't know how she is. So
right.
Tomorrow I'm gonna go sit like I did in Judge Krause, and I told you how I felt about her, Kate. Her
Right.
procedures and how she, because remember I told you how when she was giving a sentence to that lady, and defense attorneys came with a different thing, and she went with the defense attorney, even though she started out with the state, and she changed it to the
Right.
defense side. So she seemed fair to
Right.
me.
Right.
So, and I guess I was right on that one too.
So here's one. Okay, so Shakira Adams, Shakira Ingram. I saw on her profile that her term is supposed to end December 2024. So do you think that might be the reason why they want to go ahead and get this case started again by next week?
I don't think so, because she's her term might be over, but I don't think anybody's going up against her, is it?
The last one, she didn't have anybody go up against her.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know about this time.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything going up against her, so she might still be in her position.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right then. Well, that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. And I told you I got short hair too.
Yeah, you do.
I had to cut it off, man. Out here, it is too hot.
Where
in
are you?
Arizona.
Oh,
I'm in Arizona.
My sister's in Arizona, so I know what you're talking about.
Allegedly, we had a tornado yesterday, so not too far from where I live.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But
so it's been interesting. Hey, no problem.
All righty. Maya.
All right, talk to you later.
You too.
Hey,
Maya.
Hey, Miss Sylvia, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Great interview. Just had a quick question for you. I know there were like 26 more co-defendants. So I guess my question is, if this case gets dismissed for a mistrial because of the prosecution, does that mean the 26 co-defendants case is dismissed also?
No.
Oh, it's just these 6.
Mm-hmm.
Remember,
they severed. So whatever happens over there has nothing to do with.
I didn't know they severed it. Oh, I thought it was all the same, like all the same case. And Woody wasn't tried as Woody wasn't never a co-defendant, right? He subpoenaed him to be a witness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are you gonna have Melnick on?
Who?
What was Woody's first attorney? Melnick, I think his name was.
Melnick, yes.
Are you gonna have him on? I got a great question for him.
I don't know. I never got his card or anything, so I don't know.
I think it would be great for you to have on, just because you ask like honest questions, that people want to really know. I haven't really seen people. Well, he only did the one interview with Kayla, but I would love to see you interview him.
I'll reach out. I'll try to get his information from Kayla and see if he'll do it with me.
Okay, one more question.
Okay, you know me, I'll ask. I have no shame in that.
I'm just curious. I know in one of Kayla's interviews, he said that had he been involved in the process of I guess the immunity agreement, like he would have got him a way better deal. He said something like that in one of the emails. So I was just wondering why he didn't do a motion to quash the subpoena for Woody to testify. Like, I'm just curious on why he never submitted them.
You gotta remember, that was immunity that they had no choice. It was signed off by the judge already.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, when you can still do a motion to quash it, right? Or a motion to not have them testify. Before the judge signs off, you can't?
Not that type of immunity.
I thought you could.
Yeah.
Oh, another question I didn't hear Adams when he said, has he ever worked with Steele before, Adams, or was this his first time?
He is known Steele since 1995, but it's the first time he ever represented Mr. Williams.
Oh, okay. So they kind of worked really good together. I was wondering if they had like a relationship where they
well, they known each other. They're part of that group that came in full force. They're part of that group.
Oh, okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, that was all I had for you, Miss Sylvia. Thank you so much. I love the interview. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Thank you. Well, you got two more attorneys coming. Well, hopefully 3 more attorneys coming up. So
I'll tell you, Shard is the one I'm curious to really hear what he has to say, because he's been.
He'll be on Megan tomorrow, and then he's coming to me on Thursday. See, I was too slow in getting him, so that's why he went to her first. So she'll have him tomorrow.
What is got him. It's all good. This new judge? I don't know who she is. Do you think is she fair? Like, have you like seen any of her previous cases?
I have never seen her in any previous cases, but what I've been told, she goes by the book and she's fair. That's what I'm told.
Well, that's a blessing for them. So at least they got somebody that goes by the book. All right, well, that's all I have for you, Miss Sylvia. Have a great night, and thank you for the interview.
You're welcome. Have a good one, Maya. Does anybody else want to come up before I end this live? Because I don't want to drag on, because we had a very good interview, and I don't want you guys to get bored. Anybody else is coming up? Your hair is, hey Will, how you doing? All right, guys. Oh, we do have Nick. Nick came back. Hey, Nick.
I got one more question. Look,
Okay.
see, let me just show you. I'm watching you from the computer and everything. But look,
Turn me down.
let me go. Hold on. Okay, one more question.
Uh-huh.
So you think they're gonna retry Roscoe?
Roscoe is gonna be tried on not retry. He's tried with this RICO thing. Remember, he's part of the RICO.
I thought he was just a part of the turbo shoot.
No, there's something else that he's part of. We got to read his charges.
Yeah, we gotta read
We
Roscoe's
can
charges.
go back. We can go back on those indictments and read these people's charges, and we'll know exactly what they're charged with. So we can do that as a thing for us to revisit.
Yeah, we gotta do that. Okay, I'm going about my business. AJ, how you doing, brother?
What's happening, Doc? What's happening, man? What's happening, everybody?
Hey,
man,
AJ.
Okay, I'm gone.
Hey,
How you doing, Miss Sylvia?
Hey.
Thank you for inviting me on the panel. You know, I've been watching your channel and other people's channels like Cat and Seti Nash for a while, and I've been watching these cases, and I'm very intrigued by it and how the way this is transpiring. But my question is the immunity of Little Woody. So I just been checking it out and looking at it. So there's two immunities for witnesses and everything. And the immunity that for witnesses is transactional immunity and use immunity. My question is, what immunity that Woody has?
He had use.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. So that's the one that they gave him. They gave him the use immunity.
Yeah, because he said he was a material witness and they needed him, and the judge signed off with him on it without him even signing off himself. So
yeah, it seemed like they kind of rushed it so fast.
Yeah, they did it the night before. They did it the same morning, because the night before is when Melnick told them to leave him alone. And that morning when they talked to the judge, and judge changed and did it.
Well, I'll be honest with you, they should have did like a 5-day notification before they did it on that Friday. Because if he had like at least 5 days of being aware of the immunity, that would have gave him and Melnick time to discuss the immunity and what the immunity holds, and knowing that he has to testify and he can't invoke his Fifth Amendment. But I don't think they did that. They kind of rushed it so fast where that's why everything transpired to June 7th and June 10th. So if they would have did it 5 days before the June 7th, then I don't think none of this stuff would happen that happened right now.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Renee. AJ, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I just, we finally got what we all been, waiting to see. It took long enough, for Euro to get up out of there, but happy a judge, saw it with an unbiased eye. And I was in and out of the conversation because I was driving with Adams. What's the timetable on us? Not us. On y'all getting back in the courtroom, and what's the status? What's the status of this current jury? Because I feel like with all this, especially now with this long break, they got to be assumed to be tainted.
Well, this is what Mr. Adams, this is what I got. My understanding, I might be wrong. You guys to correct me if I'm wrong. What my understanding is from Mr. Adam, that is that they most likely won't even do a panel, like questioning them whether or not they're tainted. And the other part is that he said that the judge could call them any day now. He could call tomorrow and they'd be in there.
And is the new judge, is she already abreast of what's everything, all the motions and everything that's already been in place? Is that, do he still have the mistrial motion in? And
They all those motions are still in. And from my understanding is that the state has already gone to the judge and they have already requested that this trial restart ASAP as of next week. But there's still going to be some motions that's going to have to be addressed before anything move forward as far as the trial itself.
Okay, but this new judge still, I mean, she has the power to just still end this all, correct?
She does. Yes, she does.
Okay.
Depends on the motions, on how they address the motion.
Right, because that's
still strong motions still in there, mistrial motions.
Okay.
Renee, go ahead.
Hey, Miss Sylvia. I wanted to. I'm stopping from studying. I know my final is tomorrow.
You need to get your butt off this
girl,
computer.
Well, you stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. So okay. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But I want to
5 minutes.
I want to thank you so. I know. I want to thank you so much for staying and hanging in there and really just bringing to viewers all over the world what goes on in the courtroom. And I think you have put everybody on notice, the courts, the attorneys, prosecutors and DAs, like you have given them notice that we are watching. We are watching. And the government, the prosecutors, judges, everyone, they work for us, the taxpayers. You have given everyone in this justice system full notice. Do you hear me? Mm-hmm. And you pat yourself on the back. I was listening to you earlier. There you go, girl. Pat yourself on the back.
And I was kind of sad, y'all. Let me tell you why I was kind of sad.
Yeah, what was it? I told you I've been listening.
Everybody felt me too, and they knew that Sylvia. I felt kind of sad because it's like a lot of folks did not go through the trenches like we have, all of us, the trenches of when things weren't glamorous. Now, all of a sudden, when everything look on the up and up, everybody wants, and then people gravitate to those that haven't been like there for me.
I get it. I get it.
And that's the thing that's hurtful, because it's like I'm sitting here just like, you understand what I'm saying?
You know what? I've had to learn, and I share this with you, and you know this. It may not come when you want it, but when it comes, girl, it's gonna be right on time. We don't know what God got for us, but I'm telling you, deep down in my spirit, I encourage you to keep walking, keep doing what you're doing, and keep giving this justice system full notice. We are watching.
I want to echo what she said.
It's even like, okay, even the Boosie thing, like y'all seen Dom having struggle to go down there and this, and then it's like we don't get any kind of views, but then as soon as he's out there and you see Dom on that picture with Boosie, and it's like we were out there for 12 hours that day, remember? 12 hours, and I'm like, wow.
But those people, Sylvia, those newcomers, they don't have access that you have. They can't walk in the rooms. They can't talk to the people that you can talk to. Right. You understand? So yeah, they can come on the tail end and catch the wave, but you got the people.
Yeah.
You understand? You've established the relationships.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They can't get Adams on the line. You understand?
And guess what? You'll be getting Renee on the line in about a year or so, talking about my cases and sharing them with you, putting you up in the courtroom. Hey, I want you to come film here. Bust this thing open. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You can't. I can tell you a lot of people in my class watch you because of me. Like, you helped us get through evidence. You know,
Evidence class.
yes, objection. You helped us because I'm like, y'all, listen to Dalbert, listen to this. You have you really don't know all of the people's lives you touch, and you have definitely touched mine. You've opened my eyes up. I ain't gonna lie. When I saw this going down, I was like, dang, I don't know if I want to do defense work, because that's really what I want to do, is defense work for my community. And I was like, this is so dirty. But it's like, no, Renee, she's showing you this. You get in there and fight. Get in the trenches with her. So I thank you. I thank you. And I'm sure lots of people in this world thank you. Look at it like this. People wasn't watching this case until you was blowing it and airing it out. People jumped on the bandwagon because of you. So look at it at that way. You started it, and you're going to finish it.
Yeah. Thank you, y'all.
And I'm going back to study. Y'all pray for me. When y'all get off, pray for me.
I'm definitely going to pray for you. I have to bring my prayer partner back up in here. She's going to say a prayer for you.
I've been listening to her too. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Do well.
Patrice, you're back. Hey.
Hello, Miss Sylvia, my beloved.
Hi, honey.
I've been watching this trial from the beginning, and I didn't start with Miss Sylvia. I did see you with the R. Kelly case. But what I've learned, that when I made the transformation over, that I was finally learning. I wasn't just watching. To let you know, from my point of view, you have a family who cares. When we can see that you were discouraged, and I prayed and prayed and prayed. But I want to tell you something. It might have been too early in the day. People probably was at work and it wasn't able to support you because you have a family. Even when they in other chat rooms, they holler out Miss Sylvia. You are loved. You are teaching us. You are a teacher. Not by paper, but by the work of the Lord. And you don't just only give us trials. You give us spiritual. You give us prayer. Never get discouraged, because if not anything, you are showing people that our Father is worthy. So always keep your head up. And reason, season, or lifetime, you got you a lifetimer here.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Y'all know I'm a crybaby, right? Y'all know I'll be ready.
I'm a Pisces. We cry a lot.
I know. Y'all gotta be ready, putting little tears in my eyes right here. Okay, I'm gonna have to take off this camera in a minute because y'all getting to me now. Okay, all right, go ahead.
Miss Sylvia.
Mm-hmm.
It is okay to be emotional. Okay.
Only Pastor.
That's right. That's right. That's right. It is okay to be emotional because you are a remarkable person. Out of, I'm just going to say 1,000 of people that's on here, including AJ. You feel me? I feel like AJ is one of my long distance brothers.
Okay? Yeah, cousin.
Yeah, tall glass, rainy. You know, you got to remember that this is your extended family. This buck don't stop here. Okay. Thug was, how you would say, a part. Okay. And it's still going to go on. This ain't over. Okay. This ain't over. Okay. And even when Thug is over, okay, like you said, you got so many other layers, so many other perspectives. Do you know how many people won't take the gavel and say, I'm going to go get my, room 402, and sit in that courtroom, all right? Because they just don't have the time. They want to sit back and they want to gather the information from Miss Sylvia, okay, because that's what they're doing. A lot of them are doing it, but they don't have your knowledge, your skills, your people. I tell a lot of people, don't worry about today's supporters. Continue to keep getting more supporters, okay? Getting new people, all right? Because that's what it's all about. Because you're true people, we're going to be here. That's what them notifications is for, okay? That's what you get that what's up app, okay, and then we all gonna be in tune, okay. We're gonna be here, so you still gonna get that feeling no matter what case it is, what you bringing us, okay, what you telling us, okay. We sitting back just waiting on Sylvia, all right. So you are stored a blessing. Your career, far as wise journalistic, is still going to take off. It's still going to, spiral. And I know God, okay? He ain't going to put nothing more on you than you can handle. I love each and every last person in the chat. And what I tell you all the time, I know they be talking that stuff. I know it's all fun. It's all love, okay? And you inspired me to do mine, and I still haven't really did anything, okay? I'm learning, all right? Because even though topics is pretty still the same, you don't know how a minister you are to someone else's life, and it's gonna keep rolling. So don't think of this as, oh, it's gonna be my last, and everybody's gonna drop off. The fakes, they're gonna drop off. The reals, they're gonna stay there, and then you're gonna get more supporters, and that's how it's gonna keep rolling. Ain't that right, AJ?
Oh, she already know, man. We locked in for life. But I got a question though, Sylvia. Can Ingram come in? Can she come in and change the rules as far as with the media? Can she turn the cameras off? Can she do anything like that?
It's already set. That's what Adam said. It's already set with the Rule 22.
Okay.
But the state of if we had the other judge, she probably would change that, but I don't think she's gonna change it.
Right.
Yeah.
I still got another question
about this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm move forward, and we're gonna have a good trial now. If a trial at all,
Yeah.
Good one.
Sylvia, I still got another question. It's about Rachel Cross, Judge Rachel Cross.
Okay.
I was just checking out her profile just to see what kind of judge she is, and is she in a wheelchair?
Cross was in a wheelchair, but that didn't.
Not up, but she's not in a wheelchair because she stood up when I was there. She was stood up in her courtroom.
Oh, so that was probably just a medical injury.
She's partially paralyzed per her bio.
She's partially paralyzed.
Yeah, per her bio.
Oh, because she stood up. Maybe she just, I don't know. She stood up when I was in court. So I don't know. I didn't see her walk.
Right.
Yeah, she did. She got up off the stand and went to the back. Yeah, she did stand up.
Oh.
Yeah, she did stand up.
I didn't think that was relevant though. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to ask. No, what I want to say is that, sometimes I feel like this is not even about I just think about it's more about our constitutional rights and what's fair is fair. What was displayed in court is showing that, our constitutional rights get violated just by simple mistakes that the prosecution is doing. And I just think that everybody should follow the law. Just follow all the rules of the law instead of making things complicated. You know what I'm saying? It's just either, Doug did these things or Doug didn't do these things. And they should have the evidence that prove it. And if the evidence don't prove it, then just let the men go.
Yeah, you're right.
In a perfect world, but what all this media attention has exposed is that doesn't happen. And normally we don't get front row seat to seeing it not happening. A lot of this stuff is done in the dark all day, every day.
Right.
So if they had ex parte meetings 2 weeks ago, they was having them 2 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? So we just get to see it now, and can't nobody hide it no more. And that's good. It should have been like this. I wish it was always, how it's supposed to be, innocent until proven guilty. But you can't say that because these men been locked up for what? Going on 2-3 years now.
Yeah. And most people don't get this opportunity like this.
Don't get that time back, period.
Yeah.
So it's like they already done got their time out of them regardless.
Yeah.
I think that's going to play a very big factor in this judge's. I'm hoping that it plays a very big factor in this judge's decision on how she handles this case and how she will hopefully, and we pray that she administers bond, like Mr. Adams said, because everyone constitutionally is supposed to be able to have bond. Okay,
That's
and
true.
just because you can probably say, oh well, 5 million, then it get posted, doesn't mean anything. Okay, so y'all don't say that when a person got to put up a property, and the property is worth more than actual that bond. Okay, so I that's the only good thing. I think, like AJ just said, they've been locked up so long. It's like, what else you going to do with these? What else you going to do with them? Sure, we can run this all the way down to the wire, but what else are you going to do with them? And I think the fact that she knows that this has been playing out, and as which the lady was reading her statement, I forgot the lady's name, as she was saying, everyone sees that this is really unbiased, and that's a good thing that Miss Sylvia once again is in that courtroom, and that it's on a different plateau now. Because I believe if it was not on a plateau, I believe if the cameras was not allowed, I don't believe that it would have got to this magnitude. We just would have been hearing about it, and Stills and them would definitely had to be doing some interviews. We probably still would have met Miss Sylvia, okay, and she would have been doing a little things like Cut Boy and SETI at the end of the day, okay, because I believe that she still would have been there taking it all in, and God would have been blessing her. But I just wanted just to keep rocking. I was looking. I know I'm going off for just a second. D.L. Hughley was on.
Okay, there we go. With another topic.
No, it's about this. It's
Okay.
about the D.L. Hughley said that Young Thug and them has been locked up for 2.5 years, and it's a very good thing that social media is taking it. Us as a minority, okay, we need to home in on it and we need to stick it there, okay, and that's just what it is, because they're taking our voices away. So, Miss Silver, you keep doing what you're doing, and we're gonna stay locked in. Hey, bye.
I got one more question, and I'm gonna head out. Now, my last question is: if the prosecution team, if the roles were switched, if Miss Love and Miss Hilton was in the defense, and the defense was the prosecution, what would you think the judge would portray that? Would he follow the rules differently? How the way he's doing it right now, as to how's the prosecution, like he favors the prosecution, but and still was the prosecutor. Well, how do you think that will play out? You think it would have played out different if the roles were switched?
If he's for the prosecution and still was the prosecutor, I think it would still be the same.
Because the only thing that comes to my mind, I just feel like Judge Glanville, he kind of favored Miss Loves a lot, and there was a lot of things that he let slide that could have been addressed in court. Every time that she made an accusation, which wasn't true sometimes.
Yeah, I remember those times.
And that's just my thoughts on everything. But keep doing what you're doing, Sylvia.
The other thing, I think he's more partial towards women. The judge is very partial. I mean, he's more
Who
more
was you?
juror, yeah, with women.
Oh yes, he definitely was. You could tell that from just him, the
Yeah,
way he talked to Love and Hilton versus the whole defense. That's why I
true.
was asking in the chat. I wish Miss Westmoreland would talk more, because he wouldn't have that tone that he has with Shard. But
he never had that with Miss D. Williams either.
I mean, she barely talked, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
He didn't have. He was more partial towards women.
Yeah, so we didn't get to see that, and plus he played himself. So congratulations to him.
I know you happy, AJ. I know you happy because you go in.
I am so happy because it was obvious. It wasn't even just me being like a homer or me being a fan or nothing. It was just obvious, bro, that Euro was being biased.
I tried my best not to even say it, but there were some things I was like, oh.
And I know you was there in person, so I know if I'm seeing it or we seeing it, I know you gotta be like, what the heck? And then you can off camera, you know what I'm saying, commentary. So it's like, come on, bro. He gotta go. And the way Steele was so patient. He played this right. Everybody was, most people was trying to get him to, jump off of there and just start yelling at him and beef. But he sat quiet, took his notes, and he went off when he had to go off.
Yeah. It was rough. It was a rough environment, especially when you saw some of the stuff that was one-sided. That was
How was the state side of it? Like you sitting over there. So was they moving a lot? Was they communicating? We saw Love passing her notes, but was everybody else? Was they just sitting around watching?
It was mostly Love that was doing more of the movement and the facial expression and all that. We'll see if she change up. We'll see once it comes back.
Oh, she ain't got no choice now because it's woman to woman now. Different dynamic to me. And besides, man, if you need an emotional support animal, you probably shouldn't be a judge.
That's true.
I'm just saying. I'm like, bro, how this man got PSCD? How you expect him to be partial?
But you remember what Timony said? Remember Timony when she got up in when we had her? Remember what she said? That was a problem in itself to be able to be over that type of case and still have a support dog, and she felt
that's what I'm saying. So it's like
his temperament went like crazy. Sometimes he had to get up,
Exactly, like he was going out to the point like he went off on stage. Tell me who told you. Like, come on, bro, you tripping. Like all them comfort breaks. Oh my God, I'm so happy that we finna streamline this case now. Ain't gonna be no more.
And she's on time. Let me just tell y'all.
You understand what I'm saying?
Time. She's on time.
Ain't no more 8 o'clock turn into 11 o'clock starts. Ain't no.
Not with her. Not with her, y'all.
Oh my goodness!
Y'all get in the chat. Y'all gotta be on time.
You got a good hour in a day with Euro, bro, and I was sick of that, bro. Like for real. But that's good though. We on time.
She's on time. She's very timely. Very timely. So I have to make sure I get out the house and on the road.
Right, Shannon. 10 minutes turn to 4 hours. Then you call the jury just to tell them to go home after they done been there all day.
Yeah, we're not gonna have all those breaks anymore. We're gonna be, y'all. We're in trouble now.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna have to be there now on time.
We have to be good.
Look, you can scroll in with Euro about 8 o'clock, 8:30.
Okay, right?
I stopped tuning in on time. Like for real.
Yeah, I got lazy. I was like, and I'm a very punctual person.
I mean, I come to the chat and but I ain't watching because I know he ain't there. I ain't finna look at the seal for 2 hours. You crazy?
Yeah, we're gonna be on time now. So I have to practice getting in court. Real court, yes, Shady. Real court now.
Right.
We gotta get in there in time, and so it's gonna be a different environment now.
I believe so, because the courtroom takes the temperature of the leader, which is the court, the judge.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody was following your lead last time with all his nonsense. So now we're gonna be on point. I don't think Love and Hilton gonna be able to get away with all they were getting away with too. That's dead. That should be anyway.
I wonder if they're gonna keep Miss Weaver.
Jay, I'm from Tetwood, born and bred in Tetwood, raised on the east side, lived on all sides.
Do you think they're gonna keep Weaver? Because Weaver was.
Oh yeah, she was judge. They like a pair right there.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Dang, I'm gonna miss Weaver. Woody gonna miss Weaver.
Oh man.
What she say? AJ, you thick, huh? I don't know how I feel about that, Chris.
What? Missing Weaver?
No, I was talking about a comment. But yeah, Weaver, she was like, I had got, used to, everybody got used to looking at her. So she didn't talk, but got used to seeing her. What about, who was that big? I never got the answer. I never paid attention. That white gentleman who always talked to Euro. He sat up there too.
That was Wesley. That was a staff attorney.
Staff attorney?
Yeah, she'll have her own.
Oh, that's her. That's the judge lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I always wonder who that was.
This whole crew is gonna be gone.
Yeah, pretty. What up, Jerome? Oh, the whole squad gone, the whole team. That's cool.
Yeah, the whole team is gonna be gone. You're gonna have the whole different group of people in there now.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna have to explain that to the jury. Like you're saying, they're gonna come up there and pull up. It's gonna be a new cast. That's like changing the cast member. You know what I'm saying? Like, who they?
Yeah, it's gonna be different. It's quite different.
Plus, they might be acting different because all this time, man, you had to ingest something. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna know what's up.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you been day one. You been going down there even when it ain't nothing to go down there for. You even got your name put in the paperwork. That's how hard you working.
I'm part of the case. You'll see my name in the case, y'all.
Yeah, I'm from Atlanta, Jay.
All right, guys. It is 10:22. I'm gonna go to court tomorrow, so because I want to see what's happening down there. So thank you, AJ, as usual, for being up here. Thank you for everyone who did come up here to give their input. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all those who have sewn into this channel. Thank you for Jerome for your super chat, and Brandy for your Cash App, Elma for your super chat, all the super chats I got earlier. Thank you guys. I want to ask the question. Thank you, Trissy, for your Cash App. Thank you, Carissa, for the Cash App, and Kimberly Black. Thank you guys for your Cash App. I appreciate y'all. But I'm about to take my butt to bed so we can have an early morning ride, so I can check some things out, see if anything gets put in the system.
Yep.
I'll keep you guys abreast of everything.
We got notifications on.
Okay. And I do have some update for those members that want the R. Kelly update. There is some R. Kelly update that I'm going to bring to you guys later on tonight on members only. All right. Thanks, AJ.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sylvia, for all you do.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Yep.
All right. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. Have a good night. Bye.